Welcome back to Dive Time Dota Fastcast of the International 2016. We're back with Evil Geniuses versus Newbee in the upper bracket quarterfinals. Game 2, best of 3.
Game 1 went to Evil Geniuses.
And Newbee said no Mirana, no Io. We don't like either of those.
Yeah, EG used an Io-Sven combo to great success in Game 1, so we'll ban the Io, we'll ban the Mirana, because Mirana.
Oracle has had great success in keeping sustain going, almost even more so than Dazzle.
Oracle has just so many tools. Great sustain, it has a purge for debuffs. I almost think that Oracle was picked in conjunction with the Alchemist because the Oracle is a good counter to the Alchemist, but also works great with it as well. And looking at EG's lineup, some quick picks coming here at the end.
Right now.
Faceless Void.
Faceless
with that
and
critical
Timber?
bubble.
Oh my goodness.
Timber good. They're going to need a right-click carry, though.
There's still space for one.
No, I know. I would hate to... I've seen a lot of teams so convinced that they'll win early game by going magic damage that they forget that in the mid-game a lifestealer will beat you. There's your right-clicker with the Morphling. So EG with a pretty well-rounded lineup in my book. Newbee with the Alchemist, you're looking to... Your timing's going to be a little later, so the same with the Lifestealer, but you can immediately jungle, which is nice. Yeah, I get, all eyes on Alchemist, I suppose, in every Alchemist game. See how well his farm goes. See if he gets the upper hand before a Timber Saw can burst him down with his ult up, something like that.
Oh, he's got mid.
Yeah, Timber versus Alch mid. I think they might actually be the same race of hero. Yeah. 1-1 as
the gymnast versus the deadlifter.
Yeah, something like that. They're like goblin types, right, or something.
Well, the thing is, Timber is like this tiny little goblin inside of this big machine.
And Alchemist is a tiny little
right.
goblin on top of an ogre.
That's what you meant. I didn't even think of that. You're right. You're quite right. It's Cyborg versus Slavery, I guess.
Yeah, I think so. The old way versus the new.
Old gods, new gods. Yep.
Okay, well, so the kills are 1-1. I think it was one on top and one on bottom as well. But the directive cam didn't really get a good view of them, so we'll just move on.
ET died and got a kill.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. So it wasn't the same lane? Okay. Cool. And so far, mid has been pretty uneventful. Both heroes trying to farm as much as they can. The Elder Titan moves in with a stomp, but it's not going to do anything. Yep. Shadow Demon takes the Coward's Way out, and the Faceless tracks down a kill in the Lifestealer and then ends up dying. I think you're happy with that trade as EG. I mean, you got the experience in gold on your Faceless, and even though they're both cores, I think the Lifestealer is more critical for Newbee than the Faceless is for EG, although the Faceless is always critical. There's some kills in the top lane. It's 3-3 now, and EG smokes from the top down to the bottom to get the Alch with the Timber Saw. So that's a good kill in the mid lane. That's going to slow down this Alch, and that's exactly what EG are hard drawing it up. There's a first Chronosphere, and
the Infest saves Lifestealer.
It can't kill the Lifestealer who infests in a creep, but then the EG heroes kill the creeps, Lifestealer pops out, and kill the Lifestealer. So that's a second kill on the Lifestealer, who's not having too safe of a safe lane here. Newbee takes the tier 1 top and smokes down again into the mid. Doesn't look like they're going to find the Timber Saw. They do. He's in their jungle.
The ET.
Oh, that's the ET. Excuse me. I don't know where the Timber's at then. Timber is orange, brown, and he's back in the mid. Okay, so it wasn't him. Elder Titan was doing some sort of weird wraparound thing, and I don't think he had his Timber Saw there to gank with him, so he just ended up feeding a kill there. 5-4 now, just crossing the 10-minute mark. And a Chronosphere comes through on a Sand King who wisely burrow strikes into the trees and TPs away. You can't disrupt the TP with a Chrono if you use your Chrono to engage. So that doesn't end up working out for Newbee.
And just a little bit of harass mid lane from a full team to another. And
the Morphling's getting chased down. He doesn't have a tier 1 tower to retreat to. The Epicenter comes through and finishes off the Morphling. So kills are even now.
I thought he got out of that.
Yeah. You can never really tell if a Morphling's got enough juice or not. Sometimes they'll surprise you. The Oracle dies on Newbee.
Wow, it gets out.
And EG went for their own kill bot. They don't get it. Meanwhile, Newbee is pressuring the tier 2 top. But it's the Sand King who's going to back out. He doesn't fear being caught in the dire jungle. So he's gonna stick around that neck of the woods and probably keep harassing that tower.
When the other tier 1s are up, though, it feels way too dangerous to go all the way to a tier 2.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of escape, right? So
Yeah.
Newbee infest into the Sand King, which is a great idea. They smoke and plant a ward in the mid, and they move top. They're going to find 2 heroes. No, they're not. They
popped the smoke, but they did not engage.
Yeah, EG makes a successful retreat out. And this happened probably 5 minutes ago, but the Radiant tier 1 safe lane went down as well. So towers are even here. Both safe lane tier 1s going down. EG with the smoke, moving into the dire side of the map. The smoke is popped, but they don't find anyone. Newbee now with their own smoke as the Lifestealer infests into the Sand King again. They're trying to make it work this time, and they get the Faceless with it, and the tier 1. So a nice simple pickoff leads to a tower advantage, a kill advantage, and more gold on your Lifestealer. But he's falling very far behind the Alchemist.
Yeah, Newbee is definitely holding the graphs right now, and that's largely because of Alchemist.
What are the items on the Alchemist so far? He looks like he's got his Radiance, yep. He's got Armlet, he's got Boots of Travel, yep. So this Alch is ready to fight mid-game style.
Just needs a Mjolnir.
Yeah. I think the pros tend to run the Alchemist in that trolley sort of Manta Octarine build, but if Newbee wanted to, they could, go for all the Moon Shard and all the haste items with Hyperstone, and just try to go Slice and Dice Alchemist, but we'll see what they end up going with. Newbee takes the offlane tier 1 for EG, and EG's defense shows up to defend the tier 2, and the Timbersaw's doing some work. They get 2 kills, and the Chronosphere comes through. That'll cover the escape for Newbee. The Alchemist trying to get a follow-up kill, but he's I think gonna end up being Yulesed and killed. So a little cocky there by the Alchemist, and EG takes a really big swing their direction. They're up 11-8.
Net worth is still a lot of work with that Elk farm, but XP is already swinging to EG.
Yeah, so EG fighting uphill against the net worth battle against this Alchemist who goes Manta, and the Shadow Demon tried to disrupt himself to sow some confusion, but it wasn't happening.
That was a huge courier kill, 6,000.
Oh really? Wow. And EG gets 2 in the bot lane, 3 net 4 now, 5 now. It's a slaughter. Newbee comes in 1 by 1, and EG picks them all off. All coming off the Faceless gank that Newbee felt like they had made a good move to do, and ends up hurting a lot.
Timbersaw is 9 for 1. He is being extremely effective now that he's online.
Timbersaw is a snowball hero that we have really seen not struggle with getting online. Like, we've seen some games where he's not too effective, but he's still viable.
He's just so survivable.
But there are a lot of games where he just becomes unmanageable, especially in the right hands. By no means an auto win hero, but a very safe pickup, I think, if you've got someone to play him.
I just thought of a good player name. Survivable. Right? Somebody can take that.
Safe
I'll
lane
give that to the
tier
world.
2s have gone down in both lanes now, so it's just 2 towers for EG. They're tier 2s mid and bot, and Newbee's holding on to 2 tier 2s as well, top and mid. Speaking of top, that's where the fight breaks out. EG posturing to take the tier 2, but Newbee comes through with a 4-man exchange, or not even an exchange. They took 4
EG
and
took nothing.
saved their tower. Yep. EG's got great vision though. You'll see they have 3 wards in the Radiant jungle. So EG smokes up, and they're gonna try to take something on the back of this. And it's only gonna be an Oracle who ults himself.
There's a lot there.
Maybe gets through.
This is a good engagement.
The Alchemist is still alive and doing some work. He's going to TP out though. Yeah, so EG ends up taking 3 at the cost of a Faceless. And now he's going to hide in the Alchemist is going to hide in the trees because he knows the gank is on. Oh, his team shows up to help, so they're going to do a little dewarding, but I bet we're going to see a fighter in this jungle. Both teams there are looking for a good engage. It's actually a Shiva's on the Alchemist instead of an Octarine. Or is the Octarine already there?
Wow, that's a lot of items that just came through for everyone. This
Yeah,
next fight is going to be epic.
Shiva's on both teams. So no one's going to be
BKB
getting
onto the
too fast. Okay, BKB on the Alch, that's a fighting item. No doubt about that. It's not going to save you from the Chronos, but it'll save you from Timber and Elder. Even Shadow Demon. Yeah, probably a good item. I don't know though. Here comes the fight. The Chronos is popped and EG lose 2. Newbee loses 3. The Alchemist is still trying to get some kills on the back end of this. But it looks like everyone's going to escape. There's a smoke on the Sand King. Yeah, no. A lot of low life, but no additional blood spilled. Slight kill lead to EG. Slight net worth lead to Newbee.
Just slight, you know. Alk's only like
It is.
double the next player.
Well, yeah, but it's well, it's not, he's not double anymore. At one point he was. There's another fight in the bot lane. EG pushing Newbee back. They give up the Timber Saw, but they get 3 again. And it's a fight around the Roche pit now because Roche is up. Newbee comes in with the epicenter, and they are able to drop a few evil geniuses of their own.
But you need a Timber to kill off that Alk. You need more burst damage.
Yeah, the way these fights are going, which is like kind of no one's at full strength, no one needs 5 manning. It's like going first someone ganks and then it's 3 people from the other team ganking the other team and back and forth, back and forth. It's gonna make it hard for anyone to Roche because no one's ever at full strength, and once they are, they're about to get ganked again. So another fight around the Roche pit in the Radiant jungle, and another split 3-2 kill difference. Just as I say it's gonna be hard, EG does grab the Aegis. No, excuse me, Newbee gets the Aegis. It's on Lifestealer. So they got enough. And the Alchemist is, he's doing his Alchemist thing. So Newbee, I think, is in the point of the game where they were kind of hoping to get to. Chronos comes through, and it's 2 down on Newbee.
And an Aegis.
And an Aegis, thank you. Faceless drops for EG, but there's a little momentum. They're going to go on the Lifestealer, and the Morphling gets disrupted up and escapes, probably to a Replicant.
Honestly, this match is so even. These two teams are just like playing at each other's level, but I feel like Newbee needs to be doing a little bit better because they're 1 away from dropping down.
That's a very good point. Newbee's in the mid, and EG is in the bot. The Alk split push is happening. Continue to rotate. EG's not gonna let up on their push though, so Newbee TP's back to defend their high ground. That's enough for EG, they say. They're out. And here comes the Lifestealer bomb on the Sand King with the smoke. They find PPD and get a quick kill, but the Chronosphere comes in and shuts the rest down. That's 4 down for Newbee on a very good counter engage by EG. Faceless lives for once. It seems like he's been dying almost every engage. Not this time. And a little bit of a dual siege going on as the EG was in both the mid and bot, but they get nothing out of it except for chip damage. EG smokes back, but Newbee's there to start the fight. There's immediate buyback on somebody. I missed
Faceless died and came right on back.
Faceless said, I can't wait that long. If this is where the fight is, right outside our base, I got to get back in it. And with the Skyraft down, then EG was up 5 heroes to 4, and Newbee makes a quick retreat. So maybe that buyback leading to this big turnaround where Newbee's back on the heels, back defending, and they have to defend their high ground. They do get 2 kills on EG, so the defense is still holding. No, not even a tier 3 has been given up for Newbee.
That's a really great fight for Newbee. They need to do that a couple more times.
And they're right into the Roche pit and an Aegis on the Lifestealer. Jeez, as well. So wow. So yeah, I think Newbee would like to have. Well, they have all of EG's outer towers down, so that's a check box marked. The Alchemist is totally viable. The Sand King with Lifestealer Infest is really good, and they're holding their high ground. So Newbee can't be disappointed with how this game has gone so far, because they're really one team fight away from high grounding their own. EG knows this. They're not too aggressively positioned on the map anymore, especially with the Aegis up. Ooh, that's a DD. No, I don't think. Skywrath got it before it timed out. So not on the hero you want it to be on, but at least someone has the DD. And 56 minutes.
High ground defense.
EG's.
Oh, but Newbee says, no, we'll just wait for Roche again.
Did the Aegis go down?
I don't think so.
So,
that passive.
Yes, Newbee fears EG into defending high ground, and that it's a lot of time. It almost feels like 2 or 3 game minutes where the whole team was up on their high ground with no farm. Meanwhile, Newbee dropped back and got a few camps, so nickel and diming him to death, maybe.
I mean, the graphs are telling quite the tale.
Yeah. I mean, if you go back to the gold, you can see
they actually
Newbee has made a comeback twice.
Yep. 2
critical comebacks, basically. And now they're on even footing, but I don't know if they're strong enough to pressure themselves. Like we saw in the last time they were pushed out, they ended up just backing out.
Yep.
And that was probably the right move. They ended up starving EG out for a few minutes.
I feel like the graphs are showing a proof of the constant you have to add when you integrate. Like there's that plus C of Alchemist net worth. It's like the same shape, but it's just pushed up to Newbee's favor.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, I feel like that a lot with Alchemist games. Speaking of, there's a Chronos to start and engage by EG. They get the Alchemist who immediately buys back. It's 100 seconds on a Lifestealer whose Aegis popped, I think, and Sand King as well.
Buybacks are available.
Buybacks are available, but EG, wow, getting the 3 cores, and it only costing them now a Timber Saw, but they only got a tier 3 out of it. They didn't get any racks.
That's why Lifestealer didn't buy back.
Oh, they did. They got a ranged in the mid. They again attacked 2 lanes on the high ground and got 1 racks out of it. I don't know. EG, they had a good team fight, and they weren't able to get as much out of it as they probably were hoping to.
Oracle's going Refresher. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Fight breaks out again. Another Chronosphere from EG guarantees 3 kills. The Skywrath buys back. The Lifestealer buys back because they can't afford to let EG continue chipping away at these lanes. But down goes 1 set of racks, and the second set of racks will stand as Newbee takes the fight out of the high ground and gets 3. The Morphling is down. The Faceless is down. The Elder Titan is down. So Newbee, they defend again, but they do lose the racks mid. Oh, they lost a tier 3 in the top lane too.
Yep.
So the chip damage is real. Newbee is actually totally looking at winning late game team fights and losing their racks and their base because EG is they're taking good trades. Both teams are really not pushing their luck. If they win something, they get as much out of it that they feel that they can safely get, and then go back to being in a more defensive posture.
I mean, it's pretty terrifying to go high ground against EG with the Chrono waiting, the Elder Titan stomp.
Oh yeah.
The Chakrams.
Shadow Demon making Morphling replicates on, or not replicates, illusions that are all going to do damage. Then EG engages again with the Chronosphere. Only the Skywrath goes down. Oh, the Sand King and the Alchemist both end up getting ticked away, and they buy back immediately. EG hasn't lost anyone though. Down goes the Lifestealer again. Down goes the Sand King again.
70, good game. My goodness, that was a long game. So close all the way through.
Really was. EG.
Look at that.
Just getting it done. A little better team chemistry, the lineup chemistry.
This has to be one of the closest games I have ever seen in a pro scene.
I mean, in an upper bracket too.
Yeah.
Very good game, and EG takes a 2-0 victory.
Yeah, now it's going to be EG home in the
semifinals.
In the semifinals. Come back next time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.